Hi there. In this video, what I would like to do is I would like to explain how to set up OBS Studio to optimally record video tutorials for good quality, correct resolution, good also audio quality, and also the correct format. So the version that I'm using of OBS right now is OBS 24.0.3, and as you can see, by default, OBS chooses to record the entire area here. And keep in mind here that this recording, I'm using Camtasia to record a session of OBS. So even though I'm not recording the entire size of my screen, in here within OBS you see my entire screen, which is kind of meta and cool. Anyway, so first of all, when you start, you need to create a scene and then create a source. And for source, make sure to select display capture. Then to choose the correct format, because by default, OBS chooses to render a file, to create a file that is extension of MKV. So in order to create an MP4 automatically, you basically need to go into settings and then click on advanced. And then in here, make sure to click the automatically remux to MP4 and then click OK. So that will make sure that you get an MP4 file at the end. Now, what I want to do here is I want to be able to capture not my screen, because my screen is a WIA resolution, it's not really a video resolution. So if you have a 4K display, then you can just record your whole screen, and that's fine. If you have something that is a little bit less than a 4K screen, like in this case, I have my screen is 2500 by 1600 or something like that. So in that case, what you would need to do is you need to make sure that your canvas of recording canvas is of 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080. So in order to do that, if you click on settings and then you click on output, make sure the output mode is set to advanced, and then click on recording. And then in here, you need to choose a few different things. So first of all, actually, for the resolution itself, so I take it back. So the output here, we're going to look at this in a little bit. These are for the quality of the video quality. But when it comes to the canvas size, if you go still in settings, you go in video, and then go to base canvas resolution, you just select 1920 by 1080. And this should also be output scaled at the same value. And then click apply. Now, if you see here, now you will see that this has changed. So now I see the top left corner of my desktop, right? And this is where it ends, right? So in order for me to place my window, let's say that I want to record a session of Houdini. I'm going to open up my Houdini session here. And as you can see, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this window here. I'm going to move it right at the edge of my recording area. And then again, because I'm using Camtasia, it's kind of awkward to show this. But as you can see here, my recording area in OBS has a big gap here and a gap down here. So what I need to do is I need to take the Houdini window or my DCC window here and move it in such a way that it's right at the edge there. Right? So make sure that you don't go over it and make sure that there is no gap like this, because it will just look cheap and not good. So right at the edge there, and same thing for the bottom part. Just go right at the bottom there. Actually, it was at the bottom already. Cool. So no gaps at the bottom and no gaps at the side here. So that's how you set up your canvas. Now, when it comes to the video quality settings, if you click on settings and then click on output, again, make sure that your output mode is advanced and you will get these tabs here. Click on recording, and in here you can set things up. So the 10,000 kilobit per second are on the high side. So what I would recommend is actually going to 7,000 kilobits per second. This is a good balance between really good quality, video quality, and file size. Depending on the type of tutorial you do, you might be able to go to, say, maybe 3,000 or 4,000, especially if you're doing tutorials on coding. In the coding, there is not a lot of movement on the screen, right? So, but if you're doing like really high motion kind of video, recording something that has a high motion, then I will probably go between 7,000 and 10,000. But 7,000 is usually the correct, the good balance there. So then the other one here is to put 2 and the quality of 2, and then the preset here, put quality, and everything should be good. So actually this should be the settings that by default you should be able to select. Now when it comes to audio, the audio is pretty straightforward. Then you can basically say the sample rate is 44.1, which is good. Channels, stereo. You can also put mono, but stereo should work fine. Actually, stereo is better if you put stereo. And then to the microphone and auxiliary audio, here you can select your device and make sure to select the proper device, which is the device with the highest quality device you have. And when it comes to a good device for you to use when it comes to microphones, the one that I'm using now, which is the Sennheiser SC60, that's a really good one, and it's not the best, but it's pretty inexpensive. I think it's around $30 on Amazon, and the quality is pretty good. But the best one that you can buy is the Audio-Technica, I believe. Let me see if I can find it real quick. So yeah, this is a pretty good one. This is the one it's used by a lot of podcasts, like really big podcasts. And as you can see, the price is not very bad. It's $82 for what you get is really good actually. And now on the other hand, when it comes to the products that are, excuse me, products that are hyped, but they don't really have a good quality when it comes to this kind of recording, which is like on your desk making a tutorial, is the Yeti stereo microphone, the Yeti Blue, which is the one that I have, but it's not the one I'm using, as you can see, because that tends to pick up too much room noise. The key thing about a microphone is that that's why I like the Sennheiser, because it's a headset that you put on your ear, and then you have a microphone that is like really close to your mouth. In that case, you can set the volume really low on the microphone, but because the microphone is so close to your mouth, that it is going to pick up your voice really well and not the room noises. Now, when it comes to the Yeti, you need to be really close to it, and it's kind of awkward and not really comfortable to be sitting so close as you're recording something. But the Audio-Technica one, even though it's the same kind of microphone, then the Yeti one is able to really narrow down the sound to just what's in front of it. So in this case, your mouth, and it's not going to pick up other sounds from the room. And the quality of it will make your voice sound really good. So I totally recommend that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and